Kneel before Zod! On the way back from my anniversary trip with my wife, we stopped at just a random Target, and just by chance, we went to the toy aisle and found these guys. Now, I am missing the Lois Lane and the variant Jor-El from this set, but just to have these four figures, I am super stoked. So let's take a look at each of these figures in detail. First up, taking a look at the card, you can tell just the awesome Superman the movie logo poster behind here. Just a great backdrop for these figures. It definitely does give that Star Wars kind of vintage feel to it. The only thing I would have recommended was just having the character right here, like a picture of Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor from the film right here. I think that would have made these pop just a little bit more, just presentation wise. Back of the card is pretty much the same for each one. You see which figures you get in this line: Superman, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, the two Jor-Els, just depending on what case you get, General Zod. I looked at a case of these, and I believe the only other figure in here was a Superman. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody pulled something out before I got there. So each one of these figures that have the same exact packaging. To prove that point, I will pull out Jor-El, and you can see the back of the package looks exactly the same as Lex Luthor. The only difference is the figure that you get and the name right here. So with a look at the packaging out of the way, let's go ahead and break these guys out and see how they stack up. Miss Tessmacher! Okay, so taking a look at these figures up close, you can see, man, these things just rock. There's a look at Lex Luthor. You can see that the face sculpt is generic, and that's okay, because most face sculpts back then in the 70s and 80s for figures were very much generic. There was nothing to them. They kind of similar, vaguely look like the people they were supposed to look like. But all in all, this is pretty nice. This fits the aesthetic of those action figures back in the day. Looking at points of articulation, just like the Star Wars figures from Kenner, it has 5 points of articulation. 1, the head turns. This not so much all the way around, just because of the ascot around his neck, and the chin, not gonna let it go. Arms rotate all the way around. His legs can kick forward about that far, and I guarantee you, not far back at all. Like, it's not moving backwards at all. As you can tell on the back, it does have copyright stuff, copyright DC 2025, and these were made in Vietnam. Luthor does come with a hair piece, as you can see right here, just like in the movie. Let's see how it fits on his head. Actually, it fits pretty good. You can see down here, I can't tell if I got it on correctly. Slide it back. There we go. Somewhat. Come on. It does look like he's wearing a wig big time, but still, it's pretty cool. Obviously, I will put that up, and he will be bald on the shelf. He does come with this newspaper, Twin Nuclear Missiles Test Confirmed headline on it. Live warheads to be used from the Daily Planet. It's a thick piece of plastic. Honestly, resembles a book more than a newspaper, but we'll go with it. Here's General Zod. He honestly looks more like Non, but we're gonna go with this too. I dig it. Actually, I love this figure. This is one of this whole line is what I wish I had growing up. Man, 8-year-old me, 7-year-old me would be into this line so much. I don't know if this line is gonna hit with the kids today, but to me, it hits all the nostalgia points. As you can see, just an absolutely gorgeous version of General Zod. Same articulation as Lex Luthor. Legs don't go backwards at all. His head can turn all the way around, though. And you can see he comes with the Phantom Zone album cover thingy that the General Zod and Non and Ursa get put into, which is that's pretty cool. Here is Superman. He does come with this kryptonite necklace. Now, one thing I don't like, Spin Master has been giving us cloth capes. This is plastic. It does come with the Superman logo on the back. I was kind of curious as to if that would happen, but this is plastic, not even good plastic. Honestly, if they really wanted to go retro, they would have given us that vinyl cape like the Star Wars figures had. This just feels kind of lackluster, to be honest. I, I, I'm I don't want to shortchange this. This is an awesome figure, but it does kind of feel lackluster. The Superman logo, it's not on there very well. It looks like they may have put like the yellow down first and then the red on top of that, and mine was sort of misaligned. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. But not gonna complain too much because I really love this figure. Not from a craftsmanship standpoint, but from what it represents, what we should have had in the late 70s and the early 80s with this movie. And of course, here is the final figure, Jor-El. He does come with this kryptonite shard that he places in baby Kal-El's ship. You can see here, again, no vinyl cape. This is just the same similar plastic, although this actually looks a little bit better than, this feels more like Power of the Force 2 kind of plastic. It looks much better than the Superman one. Again, not a total great likeness to the actor, but we'll go with it. This S looks pretty good on his chest. Just all around, man, it hits the nostalgia points very, very hard. So if I want to compare this guy to some other figures of that era, let's just say we put down a Star Wars figure beside him. You can see he is a lot taller than a normal vintage Kenner Star Wars figure, which is unfortunate because I really wanted this to hit that Kenner style figure. While it is the Kenner style figure, just not the same scale, really. Here's a Clash of the Titans figure, a little bit bigger than the Kenner figure. Still, Superman kind of towers over him, which is Perseus from Clash of the Titans, and I wish it was the same size. Over here we have a Super 7 Beastman action figure, and you can see that he is way taller than the Super 7 Beastman, which again is unfortunate. And for another modern look, here is a regular Robert Pattinson Batman from Spin Master. The Pattinson Batman's a little bit taller, to be honest, than the retro style Superman figure. They look much better than any of the other figures together. And just to do a little due diligence, here is my Kenner Superpower Superman figure, which he towers over this retro Spin Master figure.
My son, you came from Krypton.
Now, I know I didn't get Lois Lane. I wish I did. She just wasn't around to get. Do I hope we get a Wave 2? Yes, I do. Who do we need in Wave 2? Well, of course, we need to finish out General Zod's army. We need Ursa and Non. Maybe a Superman 2 wave of figures. Maybe include like a Clark Kent, possibly like a Jimmy Olsen for that movie, or a Perry White. I don't know. Maybe even shorten it to 4 actual action figures in that wave. Will we get it? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. With the DC license winding down with Spin Master, this is probably one of those things that went into production before the news broke. It's just made it out. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to live with just owning this Series 1 of what might have been. And that's sad. I really think that is sad. I wish we could have gotten more, but I'm glad that we got what we got. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that like button, that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. Check out DCcollectors.com each and every day for the latest DC action figure news and reviews and commentary. You can find me on social media at DC Collectors on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Blue Sky. Also, if you like this video, please share it. That's the best way to help this channel grow. All right, folks, leave me a comment. Let me know below if you are going to grab these figures. Do they do it for you? Do they hit that nostalgia itch that you have? If they do, leave a comment. Let me know. All right, folks, that's it for this video. God bless.